already know what time it is. It's your boy DJ RichieSkye back with some tea, interviews, recaps, and more. And be sure to check the links in the description of this video for trips, for books, one-on-one sessions, and more. Now let's get into the tea. Y'all, we are back in the building and we got to discuss this interview that Carlos King did with Chantel Christie. Yes, the exclusive is out. It's on Carlos King's YouTube channel. And in case you guys haven't seen it, it is a 2-hour long conversation. Yes, it is indeed 2 hours long. So I did watch the 2-hour long interview. I am not the biggest fan of hours long interviews, but I do understand that they are actually all the rage right now, to be quite frank with you. I feel like YouTube really pushes out long form content these days. In case you guys are interested in learning more, a lot more about the YouTube process and monetizing your own YouTube channel, definitely follow my new YouTube channel. It's called Go Digital with Richie. It basically is a masterclass. Every single video is a masterclass in how to get started on YouTube. It's really meant for you to take this into your own hands. Also, I have my own ebook down in the description of this video. You can get either one of the two ebooks that are out there right now. You can purchase them both right now in case you're interested in that process. But nonetheless, this isn't what that's about. Let's get into the tea. Chantel Christie, Carlos and Chantel dig deep, okay? They dig deep into the nooks and the crannies and how Chantel Christie grew up. You know, all of the nitty gritty about Jackie Christie as a mom and her experience of Jackie Christie as a daughter. Okay. So, listen, there's a lot to be covered in this interview. I'm not going to hold you. And it's probably way more than I can attempt to even sort of recap here for you. But I am going to give you some of the highlights and the news, I would say, from this interview. I would highly suggest that you watch this interview. Listen, if you are, doing something with the kids, if you're cooking dinner, if you are at the gym, maybe you're at work, maybe you're on your commute home, but definitely go and watch it. Go and support my brother because honestly, it's a good sit-down conversation. If you want to hear more about Chantel's experiences as Jackie Christie's daughter, wherein it feels to me like she feels like her mom was really busy chasing after Doug when she was growing up, and she was left to grow up with her grandmother, which is Jackie Christie's mom. So there's a lot of things that are going on in her past that kind of inform where she is or where she's been as a daughter and her experiences sort of versus Takari's experience, as we've heard just a bit about. But really, the things that were really impacting Chantel Christie throughout this season is stuff that was actually happening while they were filming. So let's dive into those things because I think those things are pertinent to the questions that we have, or at least the burning questions that I have about why would you do this show if you have such an estranged relationship with your mom? And then also, what was going on that was leading Chantel to be so upset with Jackie throughout the season, as we clearly saw? And she does answer some of those questions. So let's dive in. Now, one of the things that she states when asked about why she decided to join this show is that she had been asked for a while, apparently. She had been repeatedly asked, and Jackie really wanted her to do it, allegedly. According to Chantel, she was asked by Jackie, the goal was for her to come on the show and show her life. Absolutely. Actually, what she says is that she thought that they were taking things back to the root of what Basketball Wives was supposed to be about initially, which was, let's get a good look at, what it's like for her as the only person on the show who is technically married to someone currently playing. What does your life look like? What struggles are you dealing with? What things are you going through? Now, what she says is that her and Jackie had a very, very distinct agreement that she would not speak about the situation that was going on with her baby's father, that, the one that she was in the court battle with. And she said that Jackie clearly understood that. But, as Chantel describes her personality and her deciding to give the real on what's going on in her life, it's I did find that a little bit odd that there was this one aspect of her life. And granted, every reality TV personality probably should have this. like areas where we're not going to touch, right? But also too, when you do get on a reality show, you kind of have to be a little bit fluid and flexible about what those things are. And you know, you can you really be upset when they come out, because people are going to know, people are going to find out, you know, because they're interested in you now, right? You're putting yourself on the show, so they want to know more about your actual life and what you are and what you are not telling us. That's just the way reality TV works in this day and age. So I did find that to be quite interesting. But she says that things started to unravel during the first scene where Jackie had previously promised not to mention anything about that situation. Jackie sits down in the scene and then says, "No, I don't know how you're gonna feel about this, but I just gotta ask Banner, how are things with you and Stacy?" Now, I guess Stacy may be the ex, the baby's father that she was in this situation with. I'm not really sure of his name. I can't recall, to be honest with you. I think it was Stacy. But, you know, so that really set her off because she felt like Jackie was trying to play with her right then and there by bringing up something that she knew that they were not supposed to be talking about because she was currently still in that litigation process. She later just decided to just tell the girls what was going on with that situation because she didn't know how much of that conversation was going to be used. She was upset about, you know, Jackie bringing it up. She called Doug, she called her husband, you know, she talked to her mom about it, and, you know, her mom was later on like, "Well, you know, I didn't know we weren't supposed to talk about it." And, you know, Chantel was like, "No, we clearly had decided that we were not going to discuss this because I'm currently still in the situation." And to that, I did wonder, well, if you were still in the situation that was so sensitive, why would you come on the show at this point until you got that situation settled? Whatever. They had decided whatever they had decided. Jackie allegedly went against that, and so she felt like she was trying to play with her like she was one of her castmates, which in effect she is. But she's also still the mom, so I guess she felt like there would be some sort of a safe space because she only decided that she would come onto the show as a cast member because she felt like maybe there was some way that they could, you know, move beyond their previous issues because they were in an okay space. Not okay enough for her to have spent a lot of time with her son because on camera, that was maybe her third time meeting the son during that first scene. She says that there was another moment that really did not sit well with her. Obviously, when they were in Vegas, you know, there was a lot of talk about, you know, her mom talking about Brandy, but then her mom, you know, being buddy buddy in Brandy's face. She didn't really get or like that, which is why Brandy comes up a lot later during the season, during the episodes as things played out in Hawaii. But the thing that was also curious for Chantel is that allegedly Jackie told Brandy that someone had given her some tea about Chantel being a lesbian, okay? Being yeah, so Jackie allegedly wanted Brandy to spill the tea about her daughter, Chantel, being the lesbian. For which Chantel claims she is not a lesbian. So let's be honest here. Jackie, what was that about? Did that story about Chantel morph into Brandy then being the lesbian and having the affair with Ming and cheating on the Jason? Because that's what the season ended with. Chantel reveals that Jackie told Brandy that it was indeed Chantel who was the lesbian, and Brandy refused to be the person to drop the tea about Jackie's own daughter. That sounds a little diabolical. That sounds a little bit diabolical, if you ask me. I mean, I don't know. I don't know what to say. Side note, for those of you guys who actually saw yesterday's live, I figured out what's going on with this camera. It is this thing called gesture control. So I, for the most part, have gotten it down pat. I haven't not figured out how to turn it off yet. So I got to figure that out. I'm sure it is a user error and I did something in the setup of this situation. But for right now, we got it at least moderately under control. It's not giving me the vapors like it was yesterday. So for that, I apologize to you if it looks like I'm going in and out of your screen. I'm not about to crawl out of your screen like the lady in the ring, but it is in fact the camera reacting to gesture control, which is why I'm keeping my hand gestures to a minimum. Okay. So there we go. Now, with regards to the incidents that happened in Hawaii, Chantel maintains that she did perhaps in some small way miscommunicate just a wee bit to the girls about Jackie swinging on her, right? Now, she did indeed say that Jackie swung on her, but she can understand why it may have looked like she tell a lie um, to the girls when we saw on the tape that she kind of put her hand on Jackie. Jackie had kind of put they had kind of put a little hand on each other, and she feels like, she wishes that she had done things differently. She wishes that she had left the room because she should have done that, right? But she felt like Jackie was trying to produce the scene and trying to antagonize her. And she regrets the way that she interpreted the fight, and she maybe have miscommunicated to the girls about how they had, how the incident came about. um she chalks it up to being, in the moment and the recall being bad, but she says that Jackie's fist never connected with her facial, but that she fell into the camera, which is what we saw in the visual. And yeah, and she hurt her finger or something like that in the scuffle of it all. She had not heard from Shawnee since the incident happened in real time. And after the incident aired, the only person that she had really heard from outside of maybe 3LW and JJ Fad, O-Town 357, was indeed Jennifer. So there's that. With regards to Ming and Ming's apology, she unfollowed. She was one of the people that unfollowed Ming because she felt like Ming kind of switched up. Basically, like, Ming's apology to Jackie was more or less about, as a mom, but she didn't feel like Ming took her into account, her feelings as a daughter, and Ming has a daughter. And she felt like Ming may have switched up just a wee bit, due to like the fans and the sort of side that they took in regards to the mollywhopping that she took on the camera. So there is that. So we do know that she was indeed one of the people that unfollowed Ming, and she went about her day. Overall, I will say this. I mean, there's, as we've stated before, it just seems like there's a lot of trauma here. I don't think that Chantel A deserves all of the vitriol that she's getting online, but I also think that this is a situation that could have definitely been avoided at many different points in this conversation, right? Whether it was at the start of the season when you realized that something was going on and you might be the story, right? Um, Whether it was the moment that she could have walked out of the room, so many different moments that could have definitely prevented any of this from really going down, from her chasing Jackie down the hallway to saying that she will violate her. She does go through some level of, I wish that I had done things differently, but also too that she was being truthful to herself. What I get from this is that she wanted to maintain whatever was really going on with her. She really didn't want to play the reality TV game that she feels like her mom was playing. And I don't know that that really worked out well for her in this situation, because there's an aspect of reality TV that, yeah, we do want the real, but I feel like this went into an aspect of some trauma that we don't necessarily understand, and they probably need to have someone like a licensed therapist who can really help them navigate through this in a way that honestly, we as the general public just can't do, right? Because there are aspects of this that she does acknowledge that we, particularly in the Black community, like hitting our moms and stuff like that, that just is a no-go for most of us, right? So she acknowledges that, but you know, it sounds like she's trying to move on with her life. It's, I don't know if, because honestly, I got down to the last 3 minutes and I was like, I got to do the video. I gotta move on. Because I spent 2 hours watching and, you know, making mental notes. So let me know what you guys think about it in the comment section down below. Make sure you guys subscribe to this channel if you haven't already done so, but make sure you guys also watch that video as well. I want to go into one last thing real quick. We got a little bit of Married to Medicine tea. Shout out to the Jasmine brand for posting this. You guys know Married to Medicine, ex-cast member Buffy, Dr. Did I say Dr. Buffy? I don't think she's a doctor. Her husband's a doctor, correct? I think, yeah. It's funny. I had worked with her in terms of doing like some recaps for some of the shows a couple of years ago, but I hadn't had a chance to speak with her since. But she claims that Dr. Contessa owes her some money after allegedly losing the frivolous defamation lawsuit. So she took to TikTok, basically claiming that, you know, this legal battle, I don't know if you guys remember this, it stemmed from a 2024 interview that Buffy gave after leaving the show. She accused Contessa of making an insulting remark about her infertility struggles, allegedly saying, "Get down on the floor and let me rock you like the babies you'll never have." So Contessa fired back, basically going off. I don't know if you guys recall that. She was crying and everything, denying the claims and hinting at legal action, which, according to Buffy, she did follow through on. But Buffy confirmed that this legal drama was about Dr. Contessa and claiming it had been over a year since the lawsuit was filed. And now it seems as though Buffy won and she's owed her legal fees and she won her money. So will Dr. Contessa pay up? I guess we'll have to wait and see. Make sure you guys follow me for more if you haven't already done so. Hit that subscribe button. Make sure you guys comment down below. And I will, of course, catch you in the next video.